Good morning, everyone. This is a bit of a detour from my normal videos. I wanted to show everyone Big Tones. His name used to be Little Tony, named after his shop owner, but he got really big. So now we call him Big Tones at my company and in my family. So this is not an orchid. This is a Dioscorea elephantipes. It is a caudex plant. I don't know too much about the whole caudex world. I just know I have one of them, and they're basically these really strange looking tree-like kind of plants that they have a really thick, what do you even call this, like a trunk kind of situation, but it's a caudex. So that is not the root of the plant, that is the caudex. The roots are actually really fine, and they go under the caudex. As it gets bigger, it will grow more of these things that stick out. Some of these will not grow these kind of protrusions. I don't know why. Maybe it's just the type or the genetics of the particular seed. These are grown from seed, and they're readily available on some websites. I bought this when it was only probably an inch in diameter, so it's been about 3 years that I've had this. These can grow up to they can last as long as 70 plus years, so they might actually outlive me because I'm 30 something, you know. So I have this growing, and it's got this really tall vine, and it grows into this huge mass of thin and papery heart-shaped leaves. And this year was kind of crazy. It grew vines after vines. Like, it was maybe 15 plus vines that have grown from this main vine. So that's crazy. And so as you can see, I made a makeshift trellis out of bonsai wire, the thickest gauge that I have in my home, because I don't own any bonsai. I don't know why I even have that wire, but that's what I got. And I tried to make a heart shape, but obviously it kind of took over, so I gave up on that. I mean, it looks nice from the back, but now I had to make a second trellis. I had this thicker one that I used the first year. That's a really neat circle. It's really sturdy. And sometimes you actually have to take the vine and guide it where you want so that it continues to grow. Otherwise, it just kind of terminates. As you can see there, it has nothing to grab onto, so it kind of stopped growing. Now, I was really confused when I first got this plant. They were like, oh, don't overwater, it's gonna get mushy and the caudex will rot and stuff. And I didn't understand how to treat this plant. Eventually I did figure it out. When they are in active growth, which it is right now because the vine is there and the leaves are green, it's a thirsty boy. Like, it can drink water. When it's dormant, meaning the leaves turn yellow and you can cut off the vine, you can actually see the vines that I had in the previous 2 years, and this year is the thickest one because it's getting bigger and bigger. When it's dormant, I wait a little longer to water because it's not growing, and you have to be really careful during the dormant phase that you don't drown this thing and rot it. What else? Oh, and I started to actually fertilize this year. My first year owning orchids, I was a little hesitant. I didn't know what I was doing. I eventually got the hang of things, and I was like, oh, I could use the orchid fertilizer on this thing too. I think it's okay because orchid fertilizer is pretty low in some of the, I don't even know what you call those things, nitrogen and stuff. So if it's low, it can only help this thing, right? So I have this growing in a very fine cocoa coir perlite. I think this is a mix from Repot Me, very expensive website, but I don't care. Like, how much soil do I need, you know? So I get their, I think it's their succulent mix. I'm not really sure, but you don't want to grow these in bark or anything really large. The roots are really fine. So you want the roots to have contact with the substrate at all times. So I only have this large decorative kind of perlite on the top. Oh god, fungus gnats, I don't want to touch that. And it's growing in a very deep terracotta pot. I used to have it in a plastic pot, a clear one actually, so I could see how wet the substrate was. Word on the street is that you want to plant it in a really large pot so it can spread its roots and grow faster. I don't know if that's true or not, but I play it safe and I only uppot it to an inch or two larger than the root system. So there are no pictures really online that show too much of the anatomy of this plant under the caudex. So when I do repot in the future, I will be taking a video of that because I think that would have been helpful for me when I was figuring out the substrate when I first began. Right now I water this every 2 weeks actually. I do lift this pot up to check if the bottom is dry. I try not to desiccate this when it's in active growth, but it is safe, at least to me, when I see the bottom drainage hole, the soil is dry, it means it's good to go. I can water it fully again. I do use BTI as well. Yeah, when it goes dormant, I'll probably wait 2 or 3 weeks before watering again due to the size of this pot. So that's the introduction to my Dioscorea elephantipes.